seen anything like that. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program. And here's your host, Dave McDonald.
Thank you very much. Oh, my gosh. What a reception. What an evening. What a couple weeks, or actually just 6 days since we last talked to you. We are a weekly program. It's the Davey Mac Sports Program. My name, Eastside Dave McDonald, a.k.a. Davey Mac. With me, Chris Pepper Stanley.
Hi.
We'll get to him later. There's been some
What?
emails. Yep.
Huh?
Some emails regarding Pepper.
Well, bring it.
Complimentary,
Oh.
maybe not.
Oh, I don't want to hear those.
Maybe they are complimentary.
Okay.
Maybe they aren't.
Oh.
See, that's the point. But we're going to get to that later because we have so much sports. It's been a great... this is one of my favorite times of sports, and the NBA playoffs now in full effect. And we have the results. Your NBA champions for the 2010-2011 season, the Boston Celtics, ladies and gentlemen.
They swept the Knicks, but they didn't.
They
win.
swept the Knicks, and now
Yeah.
they will sweep everyone else.
Real, that's your prediction.
Absolutely. It's not necessarily on Prediculous.com. Oh, yes.
There we go.
Today's show brought to you by Prediculous.com. What you do is go to Prediculous.com/DavyMac. Join up. Have fun. Make predictions about sports, about life, about entertainment, about Chris Pepper Stanley and myself personally.
Yeah. Run our personal lives.
Run them. But
Right into the ground.
we last left you, the Knicks and the Celtics and the New York fans were so excited, and they can't wait. We're back in the playoffs. 7 seasons have gone by, and we're ready to go. Lost a couple heartbreaking games there in Boston, couldn't get it done. That's all right, you know. Hey, I predicted here on the Davey Mac Sports Program that they would definitely take Game 3, most likely take Game 4. That's why in the Prediculous contest, where we do make predictions, I think my record at this point is about 0-16.
Nothing right.
Yeah, nothing right. And I was not right about that. An absolute appalling series from the New York Knicks. And why give their head coach, Mike D'Antoni, a whole nother year to, we got Carmelo with 25 games left and the team, wasn't gelling, and don't worry, next year it's going to be different. Is it really going to be different? This is a guy who had Steve Nash in his prime, Amari Stoudemire with Steve Nash, and Sean Marion, and a host of other good basketball players. A team that, I'm not saying you have to get to the finals every year, but you have to get there one year. You have to figure a way to beat the Lakers or the Spurs or the Mavericks or whoever else they lost to. And this man is not a championship coach. You can just see it on his forehead. You can tell. You can absolutely tell when someone's not a champ. I mean, can you look at Mike D'Antoni and say, hey, listen, that's the guy. That will be the man who brings a championship back to the great city of New York. Not going to happen. And before we give Mike D'Antoni a pass and we say, well, Amari got hurt and Chauncey Billups was out and all this and that, the bottom line is that he had opportunities, and like he's done his entire career, he's never been able to close things out in Boston, and then to go back to New York when that place was nuts and to lose the way they did 22-5 in the first quarter of the great return to New York Knicks playoff basketball was absolutely obscene. And I'm sorry that I'm starting the show at such a pitch. I didn't want to. I'm actually getting mad just thinking about it.
Dave.
I What perplexes me is this, and it's so confusing. I don't understand it. That people say, well, listen, this is, D'Antoni, he's going to have all this summer to get the guys playing with each other, and they're going to practice hard, and they're going to have a good preseason, and you'll see. Now, what evidence has Mike D'Antoni shown us that makes us think, yeah, next year it's going to be vastly different? Hey, I'm not saying the Knicks can't even win a playoff series next year. But is this not about championships? I mean, 73 is the last time anyone, has won a championship in a New York Knickerbocker uniform. That's a long time to wait. He was never able to figure out how to put Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire on the court at the same time and have them both flourish. There was a game here and a game there where the guys put up good numbers. But like I said, a game here and a game there. I don't know what was going on. I don't know how they can't play together. But Carmelo, he did not buy into D'Antoni's system, and he ain't going to. I am telling you this for a fact. And while, he certainly had a wonderful game too, the Knicks still lost. And then he was a part of that debacle where they go down 22-5 in the first quarter of Game 3. That's it. That's all she wrote. Put it in the books. New York Knicks, done for the year. As for the Boston Celtics, when you look at them, you say, all we do is talk about age and this and that, and it's all cliches. Are the Celtics older? Yes. But look how deep that team is. Look how deep the Chicago Bulls are. That's a very good team. They won 60 games. They deserved and earned their number one seed for the Eastern Conference. When Derrick Rose goes out just to get a minute of a breather, the team doesn't know what the heck is going on. Carlos Boozer has not shown up. I don't know what's going on with him. All he does is foul people these days. He used to be consistently 22 and 10 guy. He looks absolutely lost. And can you really trust the Bulls? They're still too young, I think. And then you have the Heat, And listen, as we're recording this, they're up 3-1. They're playing in Miami. They'll probably close it out. It would be very hard to envision the Heat losing 4 games to the 76ers, but I was happy the Sixers got 1 game. And you know what the Sixers had? The Knicks didn't? Pride, ladies and gentlemen. Pride.
Big time.
And I ain't talking pride in a sinful way, Pepper, like your favorite movie, Seven, starring Morgan Freeman and Gwyneth Paltrow.
What? What about Brad Pitt?
Right.
Throw him in there.
Pepper's all about, Dave, I can't wait for the David Fincher box set. Because as long as I can watch Seven and Benjamin Buttons on a running loop in my house, then I'm the happiest guy in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Nonstop.
And then I take 10 seconds out to read the Game of Thrones books, and then I read The Hobbit.
Love those that literature. I guess we said books.
And that's what he does. Well, I don't do that. I don't work like that. I don't mean pride in a sinful way. I mean pride in a complimentary way. I mean pride in a, let's give our fans something. The Sixers were on their home court. Let's give our fans something to cheer about. They went out there. They won a game. The Heat still will probably win in 5 or 6, but they're not going to lose that series. And so the Celtics look phenomenal. And that's just the way it goes. It's been a very interesting first round. What's probably been the more interesting conference has been the Western Conference, where you look up last night, Tuesday night, the Lakers and Hornets matched up, 2 games apiece, Game 5. Who's going to get it done? what was the answer? Kobe Bryant and his faking ankle injury. I have not seen an overblown fake injury since the Kurt Schilling bloody sock incident of 2004.
Hey, look, he knows it feels different than it usually does.
He dunked a couple dunks like he was bouncing off a trampoline. And yet he is, I'm not even sure if I'm going to play.
He's playing through the pain, dude.
He's not. Everything he does
He is a soldier.
Is a calculated
He's a soldier.
ripoff
Stop it.
of 23
So why are you saying that?
Michael Jordan. Everything. And Jordan has to give us the flu game, and then Kobe Bryant has a case last year of the sniffles. But Kobe's playing through it. Guess what? We just got word he got some Luden's cough drops.
Thank God.
So I think he's going to be able to muster it up. Jordan's playing with the sprained wrist. Hold on. Kobe has a hangnail. That's okay. The people of Los Angeles have assured me they've put a Band-Aid on said hangnail. He's going to play, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe this?
Hey, those things are painful.
This guy is like Willis Reed, this Kobe Bryant. Except a more dishonest, lying, self-serving version of Willis Reed, who did come out with a near broken leg in the 69 finals. Kobe comes out with a quote-unquote ankle injury where we're not sure if he's going to play. And I thought I was watching that street ball show that was always running on Marathon on ESPN2. Remember Hot Sauce?
Yeah, I remember.
Hot Sauce and half man, half amazing.
It's like NBA Jam.
Right.
Real life.
It was a video game. And the way Kobe dunked those balls,
Boom shakalaka.
That was a video game. And it's all, it's all to enhance his own legend. He's so paranoid about this Jordan shadow hanging over him. What he's got to understand is he'll never be Jordan. Even if he wins 7 titles, he's not going to be. Because you look at what happened and you say Michael Jordan was 6 for 6. That's something now that's off the books for Kobe Bryant. He'll never be 100% in the NBA Finals as he's won 5 but also lost 2. Okay? Secondly, Jordan takes 2 years off for a, crazy-ass baseball career that obviously was going nowhere.
I had his rookie card.
That's as important as the Ozzie Canseco rookie card. Same thing. And had Jordan not taken those 2 years off, you're telling me they wouldn't have beaten the Houston Rockets, which was a good basketball team. Hakeem Olajuwon's a Hall of Famer, and that's about it. How many players can you name from that team? Sam Cassell and, Robert Horry, good role player, made the big shots and everything like that. The Bulls had Michael Jordan. Okay? So we're looking at the fact that had he not retired, he's most likely going to win 8 in a row. But you know what? We won't even play what ifs. He won 6. He played in 6. He was 6-time NBA Finals MVP. Kobe can't say that. When he was in the first era, his first three-peat, he was playing with a guy named Shaquille O'Neal. So before we go crazy about the legacy of Kobe Bryant, let's ask us this one question. Who was the best player on that first Lakers run? Shaq. Did Shaq not win all the NBA Finals MVPs? Case closed. Kobe was one of the greatest secondary men of all time on that team, but he was just that, a secondary man. That was when Shaquille O'Neal was in his absolute apex, his prime, and he killed people. That's right. And he was putting out rap records. And he asked Kobe how my rear end tastes. Because I already said the A word. And we're not supposed to say that. It's a family show. Now, luckily, You're allowed to say that in these days, but that doesn't mean I want to make a habit of that.
No, don't, Dave.
So he said to Kobe, tell me how my buttocks tastes.
Over and over again.
He said to Kobe, tell me how my bum tastes.
He's talented. He's a Renaissance
And
man.
you can just listen to these rhymes, or go out and see the film Kazam, where he plays a giant genie.
Or Steel.
Steel? Fine. Whatever. I like Kazam. You like Steel. That's fine. Okay, I've heard enough of the Shaq Fu or whatever this nonsense is. Now, that's my phone there. Turn that off. So that bothers me. It bothers me that you cannot turn on ESPN or TNT or somewhere and see the Kobe chasing Jordan pop up. He's not chasing Michael Jordan, folks. He won't. In order for us to sit here and say Kobe Bryant is better than Michael Jordan, in all honesty, he's going to have to win 10 championships. And I'm being serious about that. I see Pepper laughing.
Hey, it's a great number. And if he does it, it'd be awesome.
If he wins 10 championships... Oh, wait, hold on. Can you see this? Can you see this craziness? Okay. I want people to go to my Twitter account. And I want people to go to twitter.com/EastsideDave. One of the tweets says, with some salty language, says, look how big this TNT screen is for Kenny Smith. It's one of those analyst screens where the guy usually stands in front of and they say this is going on with the game and that's going on with the game. The screen they got for Kenny Smith is as big as the Radio City Music Hall. It's insane. Why anyone would need a screen that big is absurd. I actually feel like you should see this, Pepper. You just talk. You talk for 2 seconds. I'll put it on up here.
Okay, yeah. Show me this giant screen, because I'm really interested now.
Game of Thrones or whatever.
What are you yelling about?
You just fill some air, baby. You talk about Game of Thrones. You talk about whatever you want.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Well, I really love that show.
Okay?
Yeah, it was great. Second episode.
All right.
The dwarf is really coming into his own there. And I'm really worried about that Jon Snow going to the wall there.
Okay.
I'm worried about him, even though I know what happens.
Sports.
What?
Sports.
Oh, sports. Oh, sorry about that.
Your take on, I don't know, hold on.
Take on me?
It's gonna be over. Hold on. Okay, look, quick.
You're almost there. Okay. Oh, my God. Why is it so big?
I got it to you just in a nick of time there. No pun intended.
It's ridiculous. It's like he's hosting an award show.
The screen is like the screens that U2 played in their Pop Mart tour. Just huge screens. I thought Kenny Smith was going to pop out of a lemon at one point.
Damn it.
It was too much. I tell you, that TNT, they're just absolutely crazy. But you know what? I like Charles Barkley, who I think he needs a pair of glasses. He and John Sterling need a couple pair of bifocals. They had a clip of Chris Paul, of course, the great Hornets point guard. He's walking in there, right? And they go, there's Chris Paul walking in, and they go, he's going to probably have to take on Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant's hurt ankle. And Charles Barkley goes, looking at Chris Paul, goes, yeah, well, let's see how good he looks when he has to cover Chris Paul for a couple quarters. He's saying this, confusing Kobe with Chris Paul.
Oh, Charlie.
He thought that Kobe Bryant was Chris Paul. He goes, yeah, look at that guy. I don't see any ankle sprain. And we'll see how good his ankle feels when he has to guard Chris Paul. Saying this while looking at Chris Paul.
Think he's been drinking and not blind?
I don't know what was going on, but someone needed to tell him, no, you're that's not Kobe. That's the guy. Never mind, Charles. But how can you get mad at Charles Barkley? He's one of the more, at least he's somewhat engaging.
He's the best.
Unlike this Rick Bucher, right? Let me tell you what this guy said, because I was watching it. I was watching it live on ESPN. We all know the situation with the Spurs. They're down 3-1 against Memphis. Number 8 seed San Antonio. Number 1 seed San Antonio going against number 8 Memphis. Down 3-1. Has been done before in the NBA. But nevertheless, it's still a rarity should they lose. So if they lose one more game, let's do the math here, Pepper. Spurs are down 3-1, right?
Yeah.
So do they have any breathing room or anything like that?
No.
No, they don't.
No.
Rick Bucher, who I don't know where he came from. He looks like a John Gruden stunt double, and He doesn't make sense to me much of the time. He's on ESPN, and he says, you know what? The Spurs really need this game. They really need Game 5. The Spurs have to win, otherwise they're eliminated from the playoffs. He said, you know what? I'm telling you, I think the Spurs really need this Game 5.
It's a good observation.
And then you know what? The Spurs then need to go into Memphis, and they need to win there and get back.
Yeah, they do.
Right, yeah. No, but they do, Rick. That's not... Oh, well, that's what they really could use a win in Game 5. No. They have to win. That's what 4 out of 7 is about. I tell you one thing about the San Antonio Spurs. If they want their ducks in a row, they should win Game 5 just to, feel a little bit better about themselves. It would be nice. That's your analysis.
There you go.
Rick Bucher, your analysis is San Antonio should win to feel better about themselves and extend the series.
You know why I'm feeling bad now?
I call that a Chris Pepper Stanley analysis.
Oh, come on.
I do.
Why are you running me down?
Because I wanted to put on TNT to show you how ridiculous the Kenny Smith board, teleprompter screen, whatever you want to call it.
Thank you. It was gigantic.
And you gave us 7 minutes of Game of Thrones talk.
You said talk about Game of Thrones. I really enjoyed the last episode.
I was joking.
Oh.
It's the Davey Mac Sports program.
Well, we talked about it last week.
I know, and I feel like it's going to be talked about every week now. Unlike you, I don't read fantasy because I can't. I can't do it. You know why? I'm on page 13. Another name pops up. So then I have to flip back to the beginning to the cast of characters. Then I have to flip.
Go to the index of characters.
Yes. Then I have to flip. Then I have to flip to the end to look at the maps because it's so confusing which kingdom is where.
Find out where they're going. Sure.
Right. I'm like Indiana Jones after a while though. I'm going through so much maps and whatnot.
Oh, you're exaggerating.
You're right. I'm not really like a 1930s archaeologist who battles Nazis. You know what?
Thank you. Thanks,
I take
Dave.
it back.
Good.
I think I was exaggerating.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Fine.
Right. Thanks. Thank you. Fine. Whatever.
So I made a prediction to a friend of mine, down 3-1. I said Spurs will come back. Was it smart?
Ben Heavy?
No, it wasn't. Oh, it's heavy. 30 clams, baby.
It's definitely heavy for us.
Clams meaning 100 cents or $1 if people don't like change in their pocket. What can I tell you? The Spurs look old. And I know I just said that the Celtics, why say that they look old, but the Celtics still have a spring in their step. The Spurs, Tim Duncan just looks like he can't get around anymore. Now, I love Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan is the most underrated immortal of all time. Not a Hall of Famer, but an immortal player who is one of the top, I would say, 6 or 7 big men ever in the history of the game. You obviously have your Bill Russell, your Wilt Chamberlain. It starts there. Okay? We're not going to have George Mikan, God bless him, for the Minnesota Lakers. It's just, come on. Let's start talking seriously now, folks. It's a sports show.
No.
But you're going to have Russell and Chamberlain, obviously Jabbar. Those 3. Okay? I gave you what Shaq's resume is. 4-time champion, 3-time NBA Finals MVP. Truly one of the great big men who could have played in any era of basketball and would have dominated. He's in there. Now you get a little tricky. You go, where else, Davey Mack? You want to put Olajuwon in there? Back-to-back championships? You could. You want to go, old school and have maybe a Lanier, someone like that. You want to have a Moses Malone? You could. But you look at it and you say, well, listen, Davey Mack's not so wrong with his Tim Duncan thing. And he had to go against great Lakers teams. And he had to go against great teams all over the place. Unlike Olajuwon, who, let's face it, got to go against non-Jordan teams. Even though the Knicks were good with Ewing, they were non-Jordan teams. Dallas up 3-2 on Portland. They look pretty good, but I'm not convinced that they're going to win. You could see Portland winning on their home court, and then it forces a Game 7. And as they say in the sports cliche realm, anything can happen in Game 7.
Are you sure?
Well, I guess the team won't spontaneously explode like a drummer from Spinal Tap. I guess that... So actually, yeah, not anything can happen. Maybe they mean like either team could win or lose in the Game 7. That's probably a more specific, accurate phrase.
All right. Kind of takes the magic out of it.
Speaking of magic, Chris Pepper Stanley segues us right into the Atlanta-Orlando series where down 3-1, the Magic absolutely annihilated the Hawks.
I'm that good.
I can't take either team seriously. They're both boring. I wouldn't mind if they both just said, "Listen, what are we doing here?" Seriously. So who cares about that? So the Bulls are in. I mean, the Bulls have made it through their first round. They looked a little shaky the first couple games. This Game 5, up 3-1, they destroyed the Pacers. Although I do think that who the Pacers reminded me of are the Bulls of about 2 years ago. When we're talking about they got a lot of young talent, a lot of promise. You can see that the Pacers will be there in about 2013. We'll give them that. They're already a playoff team. Give them till 2013. That's going to be a good ball club. You listen to Davey Mack with that one. All right? Thunder. Doing a good job against the Nuggets. And, of course, Celtics are in. So there's your NBA wrap-up, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have a lot to do coming up. Just a lot. Okay? I'm going to play you some, dare I say, racially insensitive remarks where people were laughing and chuckling. What race was offended? Let's just say the Davey Mack race, okay? The race of Davey Macks. If you've clicked on the icon to listen to this show, then you probably know what I look like. But we'll get to that later. We're going to get to the emails right around the corner. Rex Ryan in the house, and a brand new segment that we're going to call Good and Bad, with production that will leave the Star Wars universe breathless. Why? Because our production has a lot of lasers in it. And to me, it doesn't get better than that. If you're going to do a radio show, you better have a segment where lasers are involved.
For the love of God.
Yeah. That's coming up. Okay? So listen. Let's keep it here. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's move on to some happy topics. Although, you know what? Don't mistake this passion for anger. It's not. I'm actually happy as a clam. I love the NBA playoffs. Some of the shots, some of the wins, some of the drama that took place can only take place in the National Basketball Association. In terms of basketball, I'm saying. Don't give me March Madness. Pepper's going to enjoy himself. His room is getting very smoky all of a sudden.
Myself.
I don't want to know what's going on over there. But it's very smoky. I can barely see you. You kind of look like the dad when he emerges from the fog in the Truman Show. Remember?
Oh, nice, yeah.
And he's saying, Truman!
Hey, guess what? I didn't die.
Yeah. It's very foggy over there. I hope it's fog.
Just
and
conform. Conform, Truman.
Right.
I'm a crazy homeless guy.
All right. So you guys get the point here, okay? It's the Davey Mack Sports Program. My name is Eastside Dave McDonald. His name is Chris Pepper Stanley.
What up?
Show brought to you by Prediculous.com. Go to Prediculous.com/Davey Mack. Keep it here. Davey Mac Sports Program. Eastside Dave McDonald here, a.k.a. Davey Mac. With me, Chris Pepper Stanley.
Right up.
And we're enjoying ourselves here. And I figured out why the room was so smoky. That last song that we went to break with was by the band Fish.
Yeah.
And that's what I was afraid of. When we go out with Fish, it gets like that, so we have to bring it back with this, the Bouncing Souls, ladies and gentlemen. And clear out the room. Clear it out, Pepper. Put a fan in that room. And let's just get back to talking sports here. Well, we get some emails from time to time. If you want to email us, it's didvod@gmail.com. DIDVOD@gmail.com. Well, there's an email that I'm going to talk to Pepper about. His name is Pete.
Oh.
He says, Happy Easter, Dave, from Galveston, Texas. He says he likes my YouTube videos. He enjoys them. He says he loves the sports program. Could not download the 420 episode.
What?
That's strange. What's today's date, by the way?
28th? 27th, sorry.
Okay. Well, anyway, but he says he would be especially interested in hearing Pepper and I on the 420 show. And he says he loves the Spurs versus Grizzlies series. He's been enjoying the NBA playoffs immensely. And he says this: Chris Pepper Stanley can't be stopped.
Oh, thank you.
That's from Peter.
Thank
Or
you,
Pete.
Peter. Pete. Appreciate that.
Okay.
No need to saying that. It's the Davey Mac Sports Program.
So I'm going to say this, Peter. What did I do to you?
Why, you just give me some love.
Did I hurt you?
What's wrong? Don't bash Peter.
Okay.
Come on.
Now we have another Peter who wrote us. And I don't know if it's the same Peter or not, but they came from different emails. So I'm thinking it's not Peter. I'm also thinking now that means that our show was really loved by Peters. So that makes me happy. That also means, Pepper, you need to get on the horn to Bosom Buddy's own Peter Scolari and see if he'll do a celebrity guest appearance here on the Davey Mac Sports Program.
All right, I'll call.
The non-Tom Hanks Bosom Buddy, Peter Scolari.
I get it. I know. I'm aware. Calm down.
No, I just don't want you calling Tom Hanks, even if Hanks does agree to be on the show, we're going to have to say, we're sorry, Tom, but unless your bosom buddy Peter Scolari comes along, because it's a Peter's only show. That's the new rule. This Peter says, huge fan of you and the show, and you and Pepper put on a great show. I don't know if you saw this travesty, but I knew you would be all over it. Apparently, there's an NFL coach who is doubting TCU QB Andy Dalton. Why? Because he has red hair. Let me just say this. I have red hair. But I'll move on. To make it worse, your arch nemesis, Tony Reale. For those of you who don't know, I went to high school with Tony Reale, the stat boy for Pardon the Interruption, and the host of Around the Horn. And Tony Reale and I are like polar opposites. Whereas I am good, he is evil. Whereas I am the light, he is the darkness. And I mean, he likes the darkness. You know, that song with, I'm sick of the wheel of love, just pick up a bit in the heart. That's Tony Reale. Anytime you hear the darkness, just think of Tony Reale. Okay? Yeah. This is Tony Reale. Is this what you want? I start off my show with salt-of-the-earth bands like the Pogues. We play some Bouncing Souls. You might hear the band.
Well, Fish, bro.
You might hear, Fish, Neutral Milk Hotel, Social Distortion, but not Tony Reale. This is what you hear.
I believe in a big cold love, just as tired of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. When I look into the sun goes down.
And I do believe that is the theme song for Around the Horn. I can't confirm that because I don't watch the show, to be honest with you. So, needless to say, I was extremely disappointed when I saw this email from our good friend Peter, who, by the way, says, "Thanks for putting on such an entertaining show. P.S. Chris Pepper Stanley can't be stopped."
Thank you, Peter.
So again, I say, what did I do to you? He says, "Dave, you're really funny, this and that. I love you, I'm a big fan," but then he says, "Chris Pepper Stanley can't be stopped." And I say, what is this?
I really appreciate that.
What is this now? What, like I don't exist? Anyway.
Stop attacking him.
Here's what this Peter had to, he actually gave us the audio, so we're going to thank Peter for this. Here's the Around the Horn segment where they're discussing this very, very offensive situation where an NFL coach thinks Andy Dalton won't be a good QB in the pros because of his red hair.
Yeah, I've gotten to the bottom of this one. There's only one guy I could think about that would need to explain why a redhead wasn't that good at quarterback in the NFL, and that's that Jason Garrett. He's an NFL coach. He could be unnamed.
And he's redheaded. I see what you did there. Okay, McMullen.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. If I were him, I'd just go out tomorrow and shave my head bald. Then you can't tell what color my hair is anyway, and why would it be an issue?
For what reason? I'm going to go out and shave my... What? I know that's not Tony. I got some words for whoever this McMullen character is. Oh, I'm just going to have to conform to your standards, McMullen. You know who else will have to? Mr. Eric Stoltz. Mr. Axl Rose will have to conform to your standards, apparently. Go ahead, Axl, shave your head, your red hair.
Oh, Axel.
The guy from, the cop. He's always a cop.
David Caruso.
David Caruso. Go shave your head, Caruso. Kojak up.
That could be the next phase of his career.
It shouldn't be. It's hair color. It's offensive that you find something physical inferior. Go ahead, Pepper. Go ahead.
Shouldn't be an issue to begin with. And if there's one GM that's going to prevent you from doing it, shave your head, wear a wig.
Of course it shouldn't be an issue, but you're telling him to go shave his head and go bald. He should be embracing the ginger. He should embrace the red.
Embrace the ginger. I like that.
Yes.
The what?
You just went in the red.
The what? The ginger?
Want to hear it again?
I want to hear that ginger part.
Head, wear a wig.
Of course it shouldn't be an issue, but you're telling him to go shave his head and go bald. He should be embracing the ginger.
That's it. That's all I need to hear. Embracing the ginger, Tony. Do you know that we redheads find that to be a racial slur? Are you aware of this? Would you call Mr. Bill Walton, if he walked into your studio, a ginger? Don't think you would, Tony. I think you better chickadee check yourself before you riggedy wreck yourself. Because I'm telling you right now, it's official. I know you're the darkness, but check yourself. You know why? Davey Mack coming after you now, pal. Okay? You don't throw around words like ginger and expect to get away with it. Okay? I am calling up the RHCLU right now as we speak. That's the Redhead CLU. I'm not sure what the CLU stands for. But then again, I don't know what ACLU stands for either. You just better check it, Tony. I'm not sitting here playing around. You're going to be on national television throwing around words like ginger? Would you want me to throw around words like, for all the brunette people? I could call you Brunies. In fact, I could call you former Yankees relief pitcher Brian Bruni, for that matter. Would that make you feel better? Huh? I don't see people with blonde hair being recalled, hey, Blondie or something like that. Clearly, I need more work on my slurs when it comes to hair color. Okay? I didn't feel like I needed to ever work on my hair color slurs because I didn't think I wanted to be a part of a world like that. But you know what,
Well,
Tony?
open your eyes, Davey Mack.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I told you, people. I told you to watch out for this reality. And now look what happens. Chad Ochocinco was on his Twitter the other day. He loves that Twitter. He says, I love Cincy, but Coach Lewis is mean to me. So I think I'm gone. He's gone overboard to publicly chastise the one guy who loves him. I'm so hurt. All one sentence.
Well, hey, he only got 140 characters.
Yeah, but a comma takes one character. Maybe, cheat somewhere else. Anyway, he says, y'all ever lost somebody you felt was close to you, but they flip on you without giving you the script? Marvin Lewis hurt my feelings.
Come on, Ocho.
I'm all for free speech. God knows I am. But it's time to shut his Twitter account down. For the good.
No, come on. I need more of it.
For the good of hardcore football fans that still naively have some kind of vision of football players being, the guys with blood on their knuckles and being tough and being man's men. We need to shut down Ochocinco. You can't be doing all the nonsense. From this guy hurt my feelings, I'm hurt, to all this stuff. He goes on Dancing with Stars. He's never gotten out of that mind frame. He is perpetually a Dancing with Stars contestant, as far as I see him. That's not the only one who made some crazy comments, Pepper.
Who else, Dave?
I'm glad you asked, pal.
Well, I'm interested.
Rex Ryan, head coach for the Jets, says,
Our dog.
Everyone hates Tom Brady. Everyone in America hates Tom Brady.
He's preaching.
He does know there's a decent amount of people in New England.
No, he's not aware of that.
Everyone in America hates Tom Brady. Then he says about the Giants, when people ask me what it's like to share New York with the Giants, my response is always, I'm not sharing it with them. They're sharing it with me. I know it's going to piss off every Giants fan to hear this, but here you go. We are the better team. We are the big brother. I'm crossing that one off the list because it's just crazy. And Rex Ryan and Ochocinco need to do some kind of, Odd Couple-esque sitcom. For the love of God, be roommates, talk crazy to each other, have wacky adventures.
It'd be amazing.
Kind of like an updated Perfect Strangers. You could see the laugh soundtrack. Listen, as long as there's a laugh soundtrack, it's fine. They'll get their laughs. With the Ochocinco, Rex Ryan, Perfect Strangers-esque sitcom. Chad, did you leave these dishes out?
Yeah, sure I did, Rex.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah?
You spilled nachos all over my slippers. You know what I feel about feet.
Oh, Rex. Feel crazy.
Hey, Chad, you could call me on my team anytime. You could change your name to Ocho Quacho for that matter.
Again? Rex?
Let me tell you something right here.
Yeah?
Not only are we going to win the Super Bowl this next year, Chad.
Well, I don't know about that, Rick.
Okay? But after we win, I'm going to give you a foot massage.
Kind of homosexual.
It's too much, folks. I have some bad news.
Oh, no.
I do.
Come on.
It's bad. It's real bad. Joe the Jet Perry, one of 4 members of the 1950s 49ers backfield to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, talk about a great backfield. 4 guys from the 50s made the Hall of Fame. He died Monday at the age of 84. And we do have the hymn that they played at Joe Perry's funeral. Pepper, you want to play it right now? And I can just say, rest in peace, Joe the Jet Perry. You know, at least he went out with a religious song like this.
Wait,
Yeah. He went out with
the same Joe Perry.
Right. Joe the Jet Perry. I'm looking at it right here on ESPN.
This is
Joe
Aerosmith.
the Jet Perry.
It's
right?
not the same person.
So, Godspeed, Joe Perry.
No.
Dream on in heaven with
This isn't,
the rest of the football
this is totally
players.
wrong. This is actually disrespectful.
Feel good about yourself, Joe
Stop
Perry. You had an
Stop it.
amazing
It's the
career.
same person.
It is the same person. Joe Perry, right?
You're mocking him out. You're playing an Aerosmith song.
All right. Maybe you have a point. In all seriousness, we have the closing hymn of his funeral procession. Very sensitive song right here. It was a beautiful day. It was a little bit, misty out. Light rain.
This is a wait. This
Yeah.
is the same Joe.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Joe
sorry.
Perry. It is Joe Perry.
Yeah.
It's Joe Perry, baby.
Beautiful. Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Joe Perry. Joe the Jet Perry, baby. 84 years young.
Rest in peace, Joey.
See you later, Joe. Joe Perry playing football. You didn't think I was actually going to do a whole song, did you? Thought I was going to do a whole impromptu song parody there?
Remember the beginning of Wayne's World when they went to the Aerosmith concert? Wayne's
Yeah.
World 2. They really freaked out for this song. Thank God they got backstage.
I don't remember Wayne's World 2, except that Jim Morrison made a bunch of appearances.
And Del Preston, that crazy roadie.
Was that Chris Farley?
No, Del Preston was the creepy English roadie that helped them put on the concert. Who said he killed the shop owner and his son.
Because
With
Chris
their own
Farley
shoes.
was in one of them, right? As a
He
bus
was in
driver.
both. He as a security guard for the show.
I remember that. Okay. All right. Do we have our ridiculous things?
Yeah, we got our
Okay.
ridiculous.
Well, we'll do this very quickly.
Predictions. Ridiculous. Predictions. Ridiculous. Predictions. Ridiculous!
It's Prediculous.com. Prediculous. Prediculous.com is the place to compete with your friends by predicting the future, sports, entertainment, politics, free to play. Not a scam. Pepper and I actually play it. We log in every single week, every week. It's easy to do. You log in with your Facebook info, so that's how it assures you that you're not going to get any spam, no security nonsense. It's very simple. It's very safe and secure, but more importantly, it's very fun. You have a certain amount of points. You know, it's kind of like gambling. You say, okay, I'm going to put this amount of points on a team, and there you have it. It's fun. To go to our section, we have our own very section on Prediculous. It's Prediculous.com/DaveyMac. All one word, Davey Mac, DAVEYMAC. So, I've been doing poorly, is the word on the street with the Prediculous.
Quite poorly. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not.
Have I
really-
gotten one yet?
Actually,
Oh,
you have one prediction
out
correct.
of how many?
About 20.
Okay, so I'm 1 for 20.
Yeah.
That's a paltry average. I'm looking at this like baseball.
You're coming up, though. You're coming up.
I just want to hit 300. I mean, most people would say if you're 30% accurate with your predictions, you're actually really, really terrible.
Yeah, you're probably in the poorhouse.
But I like baseball, so a
Degenerate
300
gambler.
average is
Yeah.
good.
Shouldn't apply that to this stuff.
Fine. So what are this week's questions? Chris Peppa Stanley.
How many games will Kobe miss throughout the playoffs due to injury?
Okay.
0, 1, 2, or more than 2?
All right. I think he will miss a game.
Oh.
I'm going to say no. What am I? No.
It's more than 2 games?
No.
Put
He's,
it down.
he's going
more
to
than
fake.
2.
No.
Oh.
He won't miss any games, but he will fake his injury throughout the duration of the playoffs. Put me down for 0 with Kobe.
Whoa. All right. You're down. Next. What will be the national average gas price on May 4th? That's 1 week from today.
Okay.
$3.87 or below, an even $3.87, or higher than $3.87.
All right. I'm going to take an even $3.87.
So it will be $3.87.
Yes, I know.
Exactly.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
Just give me one more, and people can. They'll have to go to the website to see the rest of the questions.
Will it rain on the British royal wedding?
It's
Come
England.
on, give me some action.
Yes, it's England. It's England.
So,
yes,
that's going to be a terrible day for them.
okay. Thank you.
I want a storybook wedding.
It's Prediculous.com. Prediculous.com/DaveyMac. By the way, some people did ask me, because one of last week's questions was, I'm going to a wedding. How much will I spend on a gift? The funny thing is, my own prediction on this show was less than $100, but I decided to write them a $100 check even. So even something that I had control over, total, like just for the show, I should have just written a $99 check.
Yeah, get yourself some ridiculous points.
At least I could have gotten some points. But then I thought, because what I did was I was going to get him like this kind of blender thing that was $70. Then I thought, does someone really want a blender? Do I have? Anyway, if someone wants
Make
to
some
get a
cocktails.
blender. I know. It seemed like Dave's getting us a blender. Even if it was off their own registry, no one wants a blender.
I do.
I couldn't do that for them.
Why
Well,
don't you
you're
give it
not.
to me?
Well, you know what? You tie the knot, my friend, and I will give you a blender. Okay?
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. So that is the Prediculous questions. Don't know if you've heard about this nonsense with the Los Angeles Dodgers, but the curse of Donnie Baseball continues. The first year that he gets his managerial job, the Dodgers now officially are going to be taken over by baseball. We covered this last week, but what we didn't cover is that Frank McCourt, he's issuing a statement. Let's just see here. Bud Selig named former Texas Rangers president Tom Schaefer, or Schaefer, however you pronounce that, on Monday to monitor the Dodgers' day-to-day business. So that continues for Donnie, who I'm just convinced, I love him so much, and I'm just convinced he will never win anything. And
no.
That extends to Connect 4 and Uno.
Damn, what about like war?
Oh, are you kidding me? That's way over Donnie's head.
Oh, Donnie.
Here's that special new segment now that we're calling Good and Bad. And listen to this production.
Good. Bad.
That was the production that we did. You didn't put an echo on your voice. Not only did you not put an echo on your voice, but I'm watching you, and you're doing it live. You didn't record these drops even? You didn't even record anything? Yeah. I'm seeing you say it. Usually at least you have a button that you press where it's, your voice, you've recorded something. Yeah. Putting your voice up octaves higher is not an echo.
Bad.
No, you're just repeating the word now. So
Why are you making me feel bad after Pete sent that nice email?
here's something that's good Ron Artest. He was named the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award winner on Tuesday. He said, I think it's great recognition that the NBA sees what I've been doing outside of basketball. So good for Ron Artest. Never in a million years would you have seen that coming. 5-6 years ago. It was about 2005, I think it was, when the crazy riot happened in Indiana. Artest out there punching people. One of the ugliest scenes I've ever seen in sports. Here we are, just 6 or so short years later. He's literally the Citizenship Award winner. That's pretty amazing. So good for Ron Artest.
Bad.
Now here's something bad. Authorities say Los Angeles Lakers forward Derek Caracter was arrested in New Orleans, accused of public drunkenness and shoving a cashier at a pancake restaurant. It always happens at a pancake restaurant with these. With the Tiger has the pancake waitress. I think
No more with IHOP.
Shockey had an incident at a pancake restaurant. Jeremy Shockey, I mean.
Yeah, I think he said Denny's on fire or something. But I'm not sure if that's true.
And now Derek Caracter. Battery, public drunkenness, resisting arrest. Apparently he shoved the cashier at the International House of Pancakes after he was refused service. That's very bad.
Bad.
And unfortunately, we have to keep it on to the bad sound effects.
Bad.
That didn't even sound like you that time. That was you doing some bizarre impression of like...
Bad.
That's like you doing like a John Goodman thing now.
What?
Well, ex-Met Lenny Dykstra, he's gotten in trouble again. Though he's denying it, an allegation has been made against Lenny that he stripped naked and asked for a massage from a woman he was interviewing for a housekeeping job.
He's got sports injuries. He needs to,
Yeah.
be able to loosen
No,
up.
I do know. That's why you go to a masseuse. Not during an interview, allegedly, for your new housekeeper. It's odd behavior from these two guys. It's, dare I say, bad behavior.
Bad.
Here's a question for Ridiculous. What are the odds that's going to be around for next week?
I'm all in.
Or ever again.
I'm all in. This is coming back.
It doesn't seem like it should. You didn't even do a sounder. You're hitting a sound effect with the laser, but then you're saying it live.
Good. This is sounding really good, Dave.
I don't think it is. All right. So, and then we'll wrap it up with the fact that lockout, blah, blah, blah. The judge now is going to lift the lockout, and the players are not locked out anymore, but they are. Most of the players who went to work out at their team's facilities were not allowed to. Now, the Giants did allow Chris Canty and a couple others to work out, but they, I guess, made a mistake, and it's just so stupid. I'm not even... I don't care. Unless the NFL is going to take place during a good and bad segment, I'm not going to do it anymore. Like, I'm not talking about the lockout. I can't.
Looks like we're talking lockout next week, then.
Not when we have a great NBA playoffs going on, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting in the middle of baseball. You have Andre Ethier from the Dodgers, the longest hitting streak in the history of baseball in April. 23-game hitting streak in April. That's the longest ever. So good for him. Folks, Davey Mac Sports Program. Eastside Dave McDonald, a.k.a. Davey Mac. Chris Pepper Stanley.
Bye.
See you later, everybody.